Hello and welcome to our YouTube channel Rapid Data IT Solutions once again, and we are going to talk about a custom object in the migration space using LTMOM, and this is part of the migrate your data or the LTMC landscape, and this is specifically to build a custom object, and I'm going to show you how to build a custom object end to end. And in this case we are going to um, take a function module, and we will just simply update a table, modify a table with some data which we are going to upload through the migrate your data app. And for that I'm going to take you through the end-to-end process. First of all, let me just log into SAP. So this is your SAP screen, and let's get into the function builder, AC37, and we are going to we have created an object, a function module, and this is just to upload um, upload into a table which we created beforehand. And this is the table that you have built. It's a very simple table. It has got two columns only: the resource code and the resource ID and the name. And the resource ID contains nothing but the username when we upload the data. And it's a sample one anyway. So and in the real life there will be different requirement, and you have to build accordingly. So I'll show you a couple of things additionally as well. You can see that you got the parameters, the import parameters to pull the data into the function module from the imported data using the front-end app. And also you got a field called test, and this will be used for the simulation. And I mean, in real life you will have much more code, but I just got a simple one-liner here, and simulation will do nothing but just to add this tab and to show that the simulation, how the simulation works as well in terms of a custom object. I just added this field as well. So this is the function module. If you want to just take a note of this code as well, you can take a note of this code, and also you can see the parameters here. And because it is remote enabled, it has to be remote enabled as well, because it's being used in the migrate your data app, and that's the requirement in that as well. And because it is remote enabled, it has to be passed by value in terms of the parameters. These are some things that I wanted to show you. And now let's go to the Tcode, the main Tcode, to build the custom object LTMOM. And for that we can create this custom object. Okay, let me show you what I have already built. There's no point rebuilding the entire thing because I've already built it. So let's check this. We got the builder inside a project, inside the existing project, which is already part of my migrate your data application. And as you so this, which one I built? This one. So as you can see, this is that custom object, and I'm going to take you through step by step. Okay, now let's go to the source structure, and it's locked by me. Yeah, it is here. So let's open it from here, and let's do one thing. Let's open only the object. So z underscore z3 underscore fit z underscore z3 underscore 15. Okay, so this is z underscore z3 underscore m15. My bad. So it has come through now. You can see it now, and you can see the source structure here, and only 3 fields are taken. Ignore this field, and I am going to take it out anyway. This was added additionally by mistake, and it was sitting there harmlessly. Okay, now you got only two fields here, and the third field that you saw in the function module, the test, is only to be used as part of the simulation process. Okay, um, and then we got the target structure, so are going to come automatically from the. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's not do it this way. Let's build it. Let's build it. So let's build it from the scratch. This is going to make it very easy because you may need to see a few of the aspects when you create a new one. Okay, now let's create a new one. My bad, sorry. You come here, so more, then in the project you have to create a migration object, and you basically create user defined because you want to create from scratch a custom one. And let's call it, because you already got one under with this name, let's call it Z rapid, let's call it RD underscore custom. And we are going to use function module. We in another video we will talk about wrap mechanism as well, or the CDS mechanism as well. But for now, let's focus on using this function module based custom object in the Migrate to your data space. Okay, sorry, it tells something here. Okay, so it has to start with Z underscore Z, and then possibly you can have a customized name. You put a description, custom object. Let's call it custom object to upload. And let's call this function module that we have written beforehand. And let's here put this simulation mechanism as well. These are not required, and we just going to use the simulation. So we're going to simulate only on the value X. So when you simulate, you pass on the value X, and when the function module gets the data X, it will do nothing as we saw in the code. And when it is blank, it's going to process the modifying of the data. Now it is built partially. We haven't done the whole thing yet. Let's now put the structure. Let's call it import structure. Import structure. Import structure. You can have naming conventions in your project, which is all right. So let's do OK. And let's put the two fields here. This one, and then what is the second one? So the name field. And also we are going to have char 12. We are going to use the same length as we have for the actual field. Okay, so we got, and then we have to put the key field as well here. So I tick the key field to make sure that the key field is also denoting. So now save it. Field name may contain only the numbers. Field name may contain only the letters. Yeah, that's right. We got this one right. Underscore is not allowed. Let's remove these two fields. I don't know what is going on here, but let's just quickly remove these two fields and save it again. See if the error comes back. Then you know this is now okay. This was the reason. So well, let's do it again, because sometimes these errors come and it's difficult to figure out the reason for that. So that's okay. Name care 100. So it is saved now. So let's go to target structure. We know this is the standard structure. And let's go to the structure mapping, and we are going to map the structure to the input fields, and this is the field as well. So, and this, the third field is not used because that is used only to use for the simulation purpose only. So that's done. So now we can go to next step whereby we can do the basic mapping. Now let's do the mapping of the name first. Name mapping. It's very simple, just move it. But for the mapping of this field, the username, we are going to apply the value mapping for the legacy to target mapping in this case. For doing that, we are going to use a function, sorry, a rule that we have written beforehand, and this is the rule. And now let me show you how to create a rule for the mapping purpose. And let's create a new rule as well for this. Let's not use the same rule. Let's create a new rule. So let's save it first, and we'll come back. So let's create a translation object, and let's call it z map underscore user underscore new. So this is our mapping, and let's call it IV, because that's our import for the mapping, or the legacy column for the mapping, and this is the target column for the mapping. And I'll explain to you when we simulate the data, and then I'll explain to you how this one relates to the front end when we go through the process of the different steps inside the migrate your data object. Okay, now let's quickly add the before I go there, I have to put the data type as well. So give me 1 sec, let me come back here. So I know it's char 12, char 12 as well, and then let's add the value health, because we need to apply the value health, and we know the values contained of the user ID is here in this table. So let's apply this one, say okay, and you tick these ones, and then you tick this one as well. So save it and continue. Oh, you have to give it a name as well. So let's call it just username mapping, user name mapping, user ID rather in this case, user ID mapping. Okay, let's save it, continue. So now this is done, we can come back to the field based rules. So now for this one, we are going to create a new rule, and for that so for that, let's just quickly just go back to, let's save it first, and we don't want to rewrite the rule entirely ourselves. Let's check what rule we have for an existing value map, and let's just copy the code and then reuse that. So for that, we just come here because there are a lot of fields which are mapped, for example, land 1, and we are going to copy this one and keep it handy. And then we come back to this particular, okay, so let's go back to the particular object where the rule is being written, and that is rd custom and then rule and then field based rules. Okay, so the translation object, we haven't written the rule yet, so let's create the rule now. We're in the same object that we have been building, so let's call it zvct because we are converting the values user underscore new, because we have already got one which is under the different name. So iv, so this is the value that you are modifying to target iv. So same value comes in, same goes back, and sorry, my bad, iv and ev. So give it a different name so that it becomes yeah, so, and let's call it char 12, okay, and then let's change the iv underscore me owner, that's the field name. Let's remove the I from here, and let's do the same thing here as well. And also we need to apply this one, zmap user zmap user new, and let's check the syntax. Let's see if it has got any error. Okay, save it first. Okay, now if we simulate, it should be fine. So there is no issue in this. Now we can, let's give the rule name the same name. Okay, user ID conversion. So what it's actually doing is it's invoking the mapping table, that contains the legacy to target mapping in this rule basically, and then we are going to call this rule inside the field mapping. As we started before, we have done the mapping of the name field. Now we are going to map this field me owner to this one, right? So let's drop it, drag and drop it, but will not be keeping it as the move. Just move means just copy over, whereas here we are going to apply this custom rule that we just wrote. There you go. So now we are going to pass on the parameter value. That's the value you have to pass to this rule to be able to convert or read the converted value from the mapping table that this rule is going to use. Okay, now save it. Now it is mapped. Now we can save it. Now it's all done actually in terms of the setting up of this particular migration object. Hopefully it's going to generate, so you can see it's generated. Now that we have generated the object, we can go to the Fiori Launchpad. Let's go to Fiori Launchpad and let's refresh and see if the object comes through there or not. If the object is available there, now we can download the template and then upload the values once we fill the template. Custom object to upload. This is the one. So let's download the template. This is the name. You remember we gave this name. And let's go here and let's find out the template which is downloaded just now. So this is the one. Let's open the template. This is how you open a template. Open template and download. Open the template. There you go. So the fields are there. Okay, now let's give it a name like enable editing, like Sam, and we're going to Sam Peters, for example. Let's just save it. The file is ready to be uploaded. Now we have to just double check. Yeah, so this is the object that we have, and now let's go back to our file and then let's upload this file. First, before I do that, I have to close it, otherwise the uploading of the file will fail. So let's go back here and let's upload the file. This is the file that we have prepared just now, and let's see if it does the job in terms of uploading. The uploading is successful, and this is the one. And then we have to click prepare because the file is there with the data, or has been uploaded with the data beforehand. So we can now go to the next step, which is mapping step, right? So now you can see there are two columns. No, this is incorrect. Why it's showing up the region mapping here? Okay, so if I come back here, if I go back there, let's check the reason for that. So if I quickly open it once again, let's go to edit, value map, sorry, field mapping, and then we are going to use this. This is my mapping. Yes, this is the right one. And yeah, and let's remove this field anyway. No, not this object, sorry, this is the wrong object that we are looking at. So Z star, Z star. So let's come down here, and this is the one, ZRD, Z underscore ZRD is the object. So let's come here. It has got nothing in the global data, so it's just empty. That's fine. Let's come down here and let's see if we got, yeah, there is message field called region, and this is fine as well. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. And then if I go to rule, field based rule is this is the rule. And oh, my bad, I'm calling the wrong one. It should be z map user new. So z, let's check the syntax. No, so z map. So let's check the translation. Z map user, z map use, sorry, my bad, user underscore new underscore s. This is how the table is stored actually, the mapping table. And yeah, the naming looks to be perfect. So syntax error, there shouldn't be any syntax error. Let's save it first. You need to save it first, and then we need to run the syntax check. Should be fine. Zmap user new. Zmap user new underscore s. Zmap yeah. Don't know what the error is coming from. So zmap user. Okay, let's go to the user. Let's see if this throws the same error. Should not. I'll just change it back to new. Because that's the one that we have for this object. We'll come back. So let's call it underscore new. Okay. So is it because I'm locking it? Let me just quickly go back to the front. Okay. I'll save it. Project. Let's go back to the project level and see if that translation object is available or not. Yeah, the other translation object is at the global level, which is at the project level. Whereas this one is at this object level. I'm not sure if that's the reason. Okay, we'll come back to it later. For now, let's use the one that we have at the project level, and we can use that to complete this task, and then we come back to it later and then try to figure out if anything to be changed. And let's yeah, so we can, I think it's already active, so it does, I mean, because it's already active, I don't think, okay, it has to be deactivated. Okay, that's fine. We can regenerate the object, no issues. uh, Target header structure not mapped to any source structure. Target header structure, okay. Structure mapping, so you have to map the target structure at the upload table level. Okay, now if I modify this, if I kind of activate this one, it should be fine. Yeah, this is fine, no worries. So I don't want to map this field anyway. Yeah, so now that the object is generated, we can go back to the to our pro to our yeah, so this is the one. So let's again go back to the uploading, and we need to remove this uploaded file first by clicking on that and then re-upload. Sorry, because it is open, it does not let you upload again. It's done. Go back. Yeah, so now click on prepare. Preparation is possibly done as well, so let's check the status by refreshing it. Yeah, the preparation is completed now. Let's come back to the mapping step, and if we come to mapping step, the user ID mapping to be confirmed, and for the SAM it has to be the right value, and let's find out. There is no such thing called SAM, so let's take one existing user ID, for example contains. Go. So let's take one of the existing data, so big data for example, doesn't matter, confirm it, and let's go back. The mapping is complete now, so you can simulate now. even though the simulation will do nothing, but still the simulation step is also going to show up as well. So if I refresh, it's going to show up what the status of the simulation is as well. It should be successful in my opinion, because we are not doing anything specific in the simulation. It's just not doing the actual modification of data in the function module. Taking a bit of time. Okay, the simulation is successful as well. Now let's migrate. Start migration. You can see the simulation step here, right? And it's going to show up the migration status basically. Yeah, it is successfully completed now. So we can try to verify the data in the system as well. Let's check it. I'm sorry, this is not the one. Z. What was the table that we have created? F4. I think this is. Then, yeah, that's the one. Let's check it. The SAM has. So big data, yeah. This is the one that you try to upload and it uploaded successfully. So we now understand how to create a custom object, and also how we can utilize the simulation concept, as well as how we can do the mapping of the fields as well, or we can apply the mapping process inside the custom built object, and then subsequently in the uploading process we can have the mapping of those particular values for the specific fields done, and then we can upload the object. Thanks for watching this video, and in the next session we will talk about two more things. One is we are going to maybe build an object, a custom object, to upload to upload data in SAP for a standard SAP object, which is not available in the current Migrate your data landscape. And we will do that, and also we are going to build a CDS view for an object and upload the data using the CDS view through a custom built migrate your data object in LTMOM as well. Thank you for watching.